How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. In case you guys haven't already seen, my merch website has launched last week. You can type in wilsonside93.com on the search engine or click on the description below this video. I have decided on the white and black Absolute Travesty t-shirts. You can start ordering now. Once you do, when the t-shirt gets delivered, feel free to send me a DM on IG wearing the t-shirt and I'll give you a shout out on my future videos. Now on to this video. Throughout NBA history, all the best players in the game at one point were both great, if not excellent, on both ends of the floor. Michael Jordan was the best both offensively and defensively, even won MVP and Defensive Player of the Year the same season. So did Hakeem Olajuwon. In the NBA today, a lot of two-way players are very underappreciated, but will always be respected amongst true basketball fans. With that said, here are 10 of the best two-way players right now. Number 10, Draymond Green, who had his up and down struggle in the beginning of the 2018-19 season and seemed to be losing out on his max contract. But after KD went down in the Houston series, Draymond was absolutely sensational in the sweep against Portland, was unquestionably the second best player all series, put up 16.5 points, almost 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 2.5 steals, 3 blocks on over 54% shooting. Great all-around numbers. With the team being short-handed next season, we'll know what the former Defensive Player of the Year is capable of. Guarding 1 to 5 has arguably the best help defense in the entire NBA and will surely remind the world what he provides offensively. Whether it's facilitating, setting screens to free up Steph and D'Lo, his smart plays and hard work makes up for his lack of shooting and scoring. In case you guys didn't know, Draymond led Golden State in assists the last 4 seasons. With his energy being contagious to the team, can dominate a game on both ends without having to score. Just like how he recorded a triple-double without the points. If Golden State start out dominating, a lot of it will be because of Green's presence on both ends. Number 9, Jrue Holiday. Very underappreciated by many, the 6'4" guard isn't the flashiest of guys, doesn't hit many threes, but his physical presence combined with the length and speed makes him one of the most difficult matchups for any elite offensive point guard to go up against. Not to mention, he's also a very good offensive player, came off averaging a career high 21.1 points, 5 rebounds to go with 7.7 assists in 67 games at 28 years old last season, made his presence known in the 2018 first round series against Portland. Whether it's cutting off angles, avoiding easy passing lanes, getting deflections, or locking down the best player on the opposing team, he absolutely harassed, locked down, destroyed, and demolished Damian Lillard in the series, heavily outplaying him in the shocking 4-game sweep, averaged nearly 28 a game on 57% shooting, 6.5 assists, holding Dame to 18.5 points on just 35% shooting. Lillard never even scored more than 20 points in any of those 4 games. Don't be surprised if New Orleans has the best defensive backcourt next season alongside Lonzo Ball. Number 8, Klay Thompson. With Golden State's dominance over the last 5 seasons, Thompson's defense often gets overlooked. Coming into the league, Klay was just viewed as a lethal shooter. Not having good hops, his fast feet combined with having defensive-minded head coach Mark Jackson helped Klay's development. Often assigned to guard the other team's best offensive player, hiding Curry's flaws, Thompson always stays disciplined and patient and gets better every year. Combined with his endurance, size, consistency, finally earned his recognition for making defensive second team last season after getting snubbed arguably multiple times. Since he doesn't have the best defensive analytic numbers, Klay's defense was terrific in the finals and wasn't overmatched by the strength of Kawhi Leonard before his injury. And offensively, when he's hot, he's as deadly as anybody on the planet. Looks like a superstar at times, but doesn't go off every game offensively. Since he usually does a solid job on the defensive end, it allows Steph Curry to shine on offense. Number 7, Jimmy Butler. His grit and passion for the game is never to be questioned. Will continue playing with a chip on his shoulder with Miami. An absolute bulldog, started off as a defensive-minded player under Coach Tibbs as a rookie with the Bulls, developed his offensive game over time, has excellent size at 6'8", always making big-time plays in big moments when needed. Offensively, after putting up over 21 a game on average his last 6 seasons, his scoring and ability to take over down the stretch is nowhere close to being the best part of his game, averaging around 2 steals. The 30-year-old has one of the best eyes deflecting the ball in the passing lane, sees a play develop before it even happens, and also very good at not fouling when forcing his defenders to take tough shots while never giving up on any play separates him from most guys. I didn't rank him higher on this list since he's an excellent individual defender, but doesn't change the dynamic of the team's defense. During his time with Minnesota, they still weren't a great defensive team with him on the floor, while if you put a guy like prime Ben Wallace or Tim Duncan on any team, that team would be top 5 on defense just because of their impact alone. Number 6, Kevin Durant, the best scorer in the game when healthy ever since joining Golden State. His emphasis defensively and presence has been very active, can guard 1-5 even if he doesn't block the shot. The length absolutely bothers opponents. Combined with being the most unguardable player in the game, Durant's no longer the skinny kid coming to the league who couldn't bench 185 pounds, can certainly hold his own now against some of the bigger guys. Number 5, Anthony Davis, who aimed for the Defensive Player of the Year award in 2020 and will get plenty of attention now with the Lakers, has the quickness to switch out to the perimeter and an elite interior presence, excellent at blocking shots, finished third for MVP and Defensive Player of the Year voting in 2018, led the league in shot rejections 3 different times. Coming into the league, it wasn't his offense at all that stood out, but his defense was supposed to be off the charts. Similar to Bill Russell and Hakeem Olajuwon, anybody who watched him dominate in Kentucky would know what he was capable of in the NBA, and although his defense is excellent, it's not to the level Garnett or Duncan was. AD often also gets overpowered by big guys in the post. That's why the Lakers desperately signed Dwight Howard after Cousins went down, so Davis can avoid playing center. Number 4, Joel Embiid, who made defensive second team and is one of the most complete players in the game, being the best center since Shaq, defended more shots than any player at the rim in 2019, holding his opponents to just 41.2% shooting when he's guarding them. His presence was made in the playoffs, with Philly being a +90 with him on the floor against the Raptors, a whopping -111 with him out. Philly was outscored a dozen points in less than the 3 minutes time Embiid was out in Game 7. Not only is he one of the best shot blockers, but his incredible size combined with his speed makes him lethal in transition, more than capable of chasing down quicker guards. Offensively, JoJo's virtually unstoppable, putting up nearly 28 and 14 along with 2 blocks. Philly will be one of the best defensive teams next season. Combined with the presence of Al Horford, points in the paint won't come easy for opponents. If Joel can stay fully healthy, and if minutes wasn't an issue, he'd be the first player since Bob McAdoo in 1974 to average a full 30 and 15 for an entire season. Embiid's well on his way to becoming a top 5 player in the game. And for those wondering why I have Joel over Anthony Davis, Embiid's more dominant, dominates, destroys, and bullies his opponents his size. Abuse Karl Anthony Towns and Andre Drummond like they were undersized JV high school kids, while Davis tends to struggle with big bodies, especially watching the Sixers-Pelicans game early last season, while New Orleans refused to put AD on Embiid. Despite Joel destroying Nikola Mirotic, Davis finished with just 12 points, with Embiid guarding him the whole game. Joel dropped 31. The matchup before that, Joel only held AD to 14 points. Embiid simply has a higher ceiling, and he can simply defend AD way better than AD can defend him. Number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who finished second for Defensive Player of the Year voting last season, being the best offensive player and defensive player on the best regular season team in 2019. Giannis can simply do everything with his insane athleticism, picks off passes, goes all the way in transition with nobody having a chance to stop him, can also swat away shots at the rim, block bigger guys, chase down on perimeter players. The 24-year-old MVP can still get better and has improved every season since coming into the league. His dominance in the paint combined with his vision makes the Bucks one of the best outside shooting teams. If he continues to work on his jumper, the Greek Freak should be the best player in the league by 2022. Number 2, Paul George. After having a breakout season with OKC, putting up over 28, 8 and 4, over 2 steals, after being slowed down by a minor injury after the All-Star break, PG not only would have won the MVP, but likely Defensive Player of the Year as well. Clearly the best player on the Thunder last season, and more impressively, puts up 100% effort in guarding the other team's best perimeter player, whether it's picking up James Harden at half court, amongst other stars, has one of the most active hands leading up to open opportunities for breakaway dunks, also challenges guys without fouling. Offensively, George is one of the most dangerous 3-point shooters, hit plenty of clutch shots last season, and will look to prove he'll be ready for the big stage when the Clippers look to pursue a championship come June 2020. Number 1, Kawhi Leonard. Not only is he the best two-way player in the game, but at this very moment, the Claw is also the best player in the game, and proved it in the 2019 postseason. Dominating on both ends of the floor, was way better than Jimmy Butler and Giannis in those Eastern Conference matchups, and it wasn't even close. Leonard already made 5 defensive teams, won 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, the first perimeter player to do it since Gary Payton in '96, has also been the best two-way player in the game for the last 3 years when healthy, and the Clippers landing him in PG on the same night is absolutely remarkable. While Leonard and George are clearly the 2 best defensive wing duos since Jordan and Pippen on paper, the Clippers will be an absolute nightmare matchup for every single NBA team, and even up to this point of his career, Leonard still has more total steals than he does fouls. Honorable mentions includes Rudy Gobert, being the best interior defender in the league but lacks offense and often finishes with easy lobs around the rim. Victor Oladipo will be out in the beginning of next season, still recovering. Pascal Siakam's only gonna get better, while John Wall will likely be out for the entire season, and Mike Conley's getting older, will turn 32 before the start of next season. And of course, very angry LeBron James fans will attack me on the comment sections. James was one of the best two-way players a couple years ago, but after seeing his lack of defense his first year with the Lakers last season, he's no longer on this top 10 list.